My name is Susan Jett. I live at 29 Tonto Drive in Cherokee Village and have since the great ice storm of 2009. The first question says, what amenities do you use currently, if any? Well, I use them all, some of them actively and some of them vicariously. I'm a beginning kayaker. I love to walk on the golf course and the trails. I love to attend functions and meetings and classes at Thunderbird Center. For years, we have been participants at the Omaha Center with the Health Club. We go to lots of the parks and a beach every once in a while, but the amenities are to be enjoyed even if I just look at them. So that's what I say about that. The next question says, from our current amenities, what would you consider the highest priority for repairs and upgrades? I guess I should have said at the beginning, since we got these questions, I have talked to numerous people. And the underlying answer that I come with at each one of these conversations is it really doesn't matter what my opinion is of what needs to be fixed. My job is going to be to listen fairly and with a non-biased attitude and just listen to what your heart's desires are. And we've got a 31-page budget of where our money is spent and where our income comes from, period. And I wish that we would get the committees for these different amenities to come together, and that might not be an easy thing, but to come together and talk about what each committee thinks is important and see where we could get the most bang for our buck to move forward. That's the answer to that question. The next question is another one of those loaded questions, and I wasn't on part of the question writing committee, haha, I wasn't. But the next question is, how would you project we increase revenue? Okay, how do you increase revenue stream at your own house to cover your own needs? It's an impossible question to ask, but first I would say, why do we need an increase today for something specific or tomorrow? Maybe we need to look at what we have and figure out how to maximize that. So I want to listen to people and see what we can do. It's not my community, it's all our communities. And the bottom line keeps running through my head that any money that we spend or any grand ideas that we have, they are not going to be my ideas, they're going to be the team ideas where we can all move forward together. Think about, what are we going to need 10 years from now? What are the up and coming people going to need 10 years from now? I've talked to some that would change a lot of things and some that just want to roll along. It would be my place to empower the people that want to be included to have their voices heard. The next question says, how would you propose building a stronger relationship between the Cherokee Village SID and Cherokee Village? And I wrote hundreds of words for this answer, and then I scratched them all out, and I'm not a dull and boring person, but I do have a sense of business because I've done it for 1,000 years. But maybe we could just have a block party or several block parties with a pot of coffee and a gallon of sweet tea or red Kool-Aid, whatever the people from that part of the country want to drink, and hash out our relationship. I know that this lawsuit has been an awful, awful thing, and my heart just cracked when all that came up. And I'm not going to cry about it, but that's going to affect all of our lifestyles for years to come. And that just makes me sad. Our mayor has a thankless job, and whoever takes his place, it's going to be important that the SID committee, the SID commission, has a working relationship with him. We can't have a locked room full of people doing something and the city in a locked room doing something. We need to know what each other are doing so that we can maybe be on the same page. How many things overlap that we could be doing a better job at? Okay. How would you handle conflict? I have been through 1,000 conflict resolution classes because I worked in sales for years and you had to do that. So I have 8 steps that take up another 200 words, but it would come down to listening and listening and listening and just listening. Anyway, I look forward to serving on the board, and I appreciate you listening to me. The end.